Found footage. The room no one should enter. The thing stepped into the room, slow and heavy, leaving small dark puddles where its feet touched the floor. It was tall, too tall to fit through the door without bending, and its clothes hung loose and soaked like they had been pulled from the bottom of a river. The smell of cold water filled the air. My flashlight flickered when the beam hit its face. For a second I thought it didn't have one. Then the light steadied, and I saw what looked like a pale shape of skin, stretched smooth, no eyes, no mouth, just faint outlines where features should be, like something that had tried to remember how a face was supposed to look. Megan made a noise, half gasp, half cry. The thing tilted its head toward her, and water dripped from where its chin should have been. It took another step forward, and the puddle spread under our shoes. Josh stumbled back, knocking into the TV cart. The VCR toppled, hit the ground, and the tape inside snapped with a sharp crack. The sound seemed to wake the thing. It stopped, twisted its head toward the noise, and a low humming started again. The same tune from before, deeper now, shaking the floor. The room darkened, not like lights going out, but like something swallowing the brightness. My flashlight died completely. Lily screamed, a small sharp sound, and I heard her fall. I grabbed for her but only caught air. The hum rose higher until it turned into a whisper. Hundreds of voices stacked on top of each other, all saying the same thing again and again. Don't go, don't go, don't go. And then as fast as it came, everything stopped. My flashlight blinked back on. The door to the hallway was wide open, the shadow gone. The puddles were still there, spreading, but the room was empty. Josh stood by the wall, pale and shaking. Megan helped Lily up. No one spoke for a long moment. My throat felt dry like. I'd swallowed dust. We're leaving, I said. It didn't sound like a suggestion. We ran, down the stairwell, past peeling walls, past graffiti that looked like faces in the beam of our lights. The air grew warmer the lower we went. At the second floor, Lily tripped again, and Megan pulled her up by the arm. The humming had stopped, but the silence behind us felt alive, like something following just outside the circle of light. When we reached the lobby, the door we had forced open was gone. There was only a smooth wall where it used to be. What the hell? Josh said. He started slamming his fists on it. It was right here. It was right here. I looked around. The front desk bell was gone too, the one I had seen earlier. The whole lobby looked different, cleaner, brighter, like time had rewound 20 years. The front doors were closed, but sunlight streamed through the glass. It couldn't be morning already. Megan went to the door and pushed. It didn't move. Locked, she whispered. Tyler, it's locked. We all turned as a sound echoed down the hallway, the slow creak of the old elevator. The doors opened on their own, revealing a narrow interior lit by a single yellow bulb. The ding it made sounded cheerful, like it was inviting us. No way, Lily said. No freaking way am I going in there. But behind us, the wall where the service door had been began to leak. Thin streams of water trickled down the plaster, clear at first, then darker, until the smell hit us, rot, metal, and something else. It wasn't just water. It was the same smell from the maintenance room. We have to move, I said, grabbing Lily's hand. The only way was the elevator. It felt wrong, but everything else felt worse. We stepped inside. The doors closed on their own. The buttons were old and rusted. Only one was lit, R for roof. No one touched it. It pressed itself. The elevator jerked upward, where the light flickered and the floor trembled under our feet. Megan pressed against the corner, whispering, "It's not real. It's not real." Josh tried the emergency stop. Nothing. Lily clung to me, breathing fast. The hum returned, this time vibrating through the metal walls. Halfway up, the lights went out again. In the darkness, I heard water dripping. When the light flickered back, we were still rising, but the number on the dial said 13. The hotel didn't have a 13th floor. The elevator stopped. The doors opened to a long, narrow hallway covered in wet footprints leading away from us. The wallpaper peeled in thick sheets, and the air smelled like the rooftop tank, old, rusted water. At the end of the hall, a door stood open, light pulsing softly from inside. Josh turned to me. "You see that, right?" "Yeah," I said. "I wish I didn't." We stepped out, the doors closing behind us with a sigh. The hallway was silent except for our footsteps. Each one echoed like it belonged to someone else. The light ahead flickered faster, and as we neared, I realized it wasn't a bulb. It was a TV screen. Another one. The same cart, the same VCR. On its screen was the rooftop view. Exactly what we'd seen before. The tank, the ladder, and now 4 small figures climbing toward it. Megan gasped. "That's us!" The footage showed us moving across the roof, but we were right here, inside. On the screen, we reached the tank and looked down into it. Then one by one, we turned our heads toward the camera, straight toward it, straight at us. Josh took a step back, shaking his head. No, that's not." The screen went black. Then the TV whispered in a voice that sounded like water and wind at the same time. "You were told not to come here." The floor beneath us vibrated. Water began to leak from the ceiling, trickling first, then pouring, filling the hall. The air filled with the smell of iron and rot. We turned to run, but the elevator was gone. Only a blank wall waited where it had been. The water rose around our ankles. Megan screamed as a hand showed. Some stood up through it, pale and boneless, grabbing her leg. Josh yanked her back, but another arm grabbed his sleeve. I pulled both of them, slipping on the wet tiles. Lily was crying, her flashlight flickering wildly, lighting faces beneath the water. Faces that looked like ours. "Move!" I shouted, dragging them toward the only open door. We stumbled through and slammed it behind us. Inside, the room was dark, except for one thing. A flickering red sign above a heavy metal hatch. It read, "Roof Access." We stared at it, gasping. The humming started again, slow, patient, rising through the floor. The water outside pressed against the door, seeping in through the cracks. Josh looked at me. "Tyler," he said, "whatever's up there, it's calling us." I didn't answer. I didn't need to. We both knew we were going up. I grabbed the handle and pulled the hatch open. A burst of cold, wet air hit my face. The metal ladder stretched upward into darkness. At the top, a faint light blinked, like something waiting. And then we heard it. The sound of something crawling down the ladder from above. To be continued.